participation
Hello.
as a lot of your grade.
We're waiting for you to say your
It's
Your
pointing
story.
to there.
Why aren't you going to get an A in art?
I might. It's just my teacher. She's a little weird. She counts participation as part of your grade, and that's illegal, but she still does it. And so since I was absent a lot this quarter from being sick, I might get up here.
It just means if you're absent or there.
Yeah.
You'll have to go say, listen, teacher, I've had straight A's all year. You're not going to deny me 100% straight A's, are you, just because I missed a
Yeah.
day of school?
Hello. This is a trophy. I got it from West Jordan Middle School. And my dad put this nice little plaque on there. Thanks, Dad. It says West Jordan Middle Retold Short Story Contest 1997, Jennifer Taylor, first place for retelling a short story. And then I went to the district thing, and I got this little paper. Yeah,
Certificate.
Award of Excellence.
Okay. And
Okay, just a minute. We got to go ahead.
Okay, and I got it for retelling the short story called The Distribution List by Patsy Sierra. Okay?
Okay, just a
Now,
minute. We're not ready.
I will tell it when you're ready.
Okay, anytime you're ready.
Okay, now I will tell it.
Now, good.
Okay. Whispered Dave, trying to get my attention. Pass these to Terry, he said, handing me a small pile of papers. I would do anything to get attention from Dave Wynn or Terry March, so I was glad to do the passing. But as soon as I saw Mr. Wallace looking my way, I had to hurry and stuff the papers in my notebook. Miss Hill, do you have anything you'd like to share with us? Oh, great, I thought. Mr. Wallace was just the kind of crusty teacher to take a note and read it out loud to the whole class and humiliate anyone involved. I had to think fast. So I walked up to his desk, handed him the papers, and said, Dave just handed me these, giving him my best whatever look. Well, I could tell as soon as Mr. Wallace took the papers, the wind had blown out of his sails. He holded up a bunch of coffee house flyers I had picked up on the way to school and said, School is not the place for these. Yes, I thought, awesome save. Well, I waited for Dave or Terry after class to give him back the note, but they both hurried out of there pretty fast. So that night, while I was studying for Mr. Wallace's big test the next day, curiosity overcame me, and I just had to see what that note was. So I hurried and pulled it out of my notebook, unfolded it, and read. Make sure everyone on the distribution list gets a copy of this. And tell everyone to make a couple of mistakes so old Wally doesn't get suspicious. Signed, Dave. It was a copy of all the test questions on Mr. Wallace's test. It wouldn't really be cheating if I just looked at the questions because I'd still have to find all the answers on my own. Right? Well, cheating or not, I thought I had to do it because I was getting a D in that class, and if I didn't raise my grade, I'd be dead. So I studied the test. The next day, I ran into Terry in the hall. She said, That was great the way you saved Dave yesterday, and I'll bet he'll put you on the list. You did look at the papers, didn't you? Of course, I answered. Well, I took the test, and I got a B+. Awesome. Well, sure enough, Dave put me on the list, and every test, my grades kept getting higher and higher and higher. And Mr. Wallace and my parents kept congratulating me on my exceptional work. But that's when I began to feel a little guilty. I realized it wasn't all my exceptional work. And then it just hit me. I was a cheater. Well, I decided next test I wasn't going to look at the test. I was just going to take it all on my own, and then I would tell Dave I wanted to be off the list. Well, next test time came around. I studied, and I got a B, which was pretty good for me. I was so excited. But then a deep knot began to form in the pit of my stomach when I heard Dave's name being called down to the office. Well, I didn't see Dave all the rest of the day at school, so I woke up extra early the next morning to meet him outside by his locker. When Dave didn't show up, I waited until I was late for my first class. Then I had to run. Well, as soon as I got there, my teacher said, "Miss Hill, the principal would like to see you." Busted. I had cheated, and now I was busted, was all I could think. Well, I gathered up my things and went down to his office. When I got there, I said, "I'm Helen Hill. The principal wants to see me." The secretary gave me this really weird look and said, "Right this way." She led me down to his office, and as soon as I got there, I immediately noticed the faces of Dave and Terry, along with several others on the distribution list. Evidently, Mr. Wallace had found a copy of the list. But luckily, we didn't get suspended because Dave said that last test was the only test we had cheated on. Though Mr. Wallace did give us all failing grades on that test. But I learned my lesson. Life is too full of unexpected twists to think you can get away with anything so devil-handed. And I'll never cheat again.
Yay!
That was cute. Where did you get that story?
From a magazine.
In a magazine?
I think you could be in the movies.
She's a natural, isn't she?
Oh, brother, I guess
How
so.
long did it take you to memorize all that?
Not very long, because we had to read the story, and then we had to, write down the plot of the story and the outcome, and then we just had to, look at that paper that we had written, the plot and the outcome, and write it down in our own words, rewrite it, and then we just had to, and then by then I'd already had it pretty much memorized, so it wasn't really hard. I only practiced it a couple of times.
I can see why you got first place. Got you?
Yeah.
You can act because you got
Nobody
what
could
you
beat
should.
that.
You was a good actor, too.
Hmm?
I said, you were a good actor, too.